Greetings and salutations. I hope everyone's having themselves a mighty fine day. Please like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell down so the ghost of the 13-month series doesn't get you and you can stay notified. So, I made a community post a few days ago. I'm not exactly sure what day it was. I think it was, let me see. I can check. Can't I? What day is this? 2 days ago. So I think I did it like really late Sunday or really early Monday or something like that. I don't even know what day it is, honestly. I don't know. I made the post asking you guys for your opinions on the best bad guys, antagonists, villains, what have you in the Tower of God series. And without further ado, without further delay, let's just read those and see what people have to say. And if you want to add one now while we're live, go ahead. I'll refresh it at the very end, as I usually do. So, we got at the 25th Supreme here, and it says White. He was a enjoyable to watch every time he was on panel. His only L is that he didn't add kun to his lunch menu. We need that bum gone from the story. That's crazy. I saw the post, but nobody was coming to mind. That's fair. Um, it actually stemmed just because I was out with some people and they were talking about some webtoons they liked, and we were talking about like webtoon antagonists that were great, and even like Zeke from Unordinary came up. We talked about like some like people talked about soul leveling. People talked about like Dr. Cromwell and what's his face from Noblesse, um, the green hair guy who can steal abilities in God of High School. And like not a single Tower of God character really came up until I threw out Calivan. And I just found it interesting because all those guys read Tower of God and that didn't come out. Even with Kubera, my one other friend read Kubera, we were talking about like Brahma, Indra, and a few other things. So that's why I wanted to pass the puck to the like Tower of God community to see what you guys thought. So yeah. White is, in my opinion, one of the best Zeke got hitters. I'm one of them. I said they brought up Zeke. It was me. It was me. It's me. I'm niggas. I brought up Zeke. Nah, when Zeke hit the 180 and said, "Yo, John, bro, they made a club about you. They're talking smack." I said, "Ain't no way he switched up like that." And said, "If I can't beat him, glaze him." That's my king. That's my goat for real. It was me. It was me. I did it. I brought him up. But yeah, White is to me one of the more evil characters in the series, and he has one of the most devious statements about building up two kingdoms, making them war against each other, and then yummy sucking up all the souls. So yeah. But it was me. I brought up Zeke. I said, hold on. I said, what about Zeke? Zeke kind of nice. Oh, I'm not a serious man sometimes. I really not. I gotta fix that. Okay. Um, Barry said Karaka before SIU F'd it. It was great. The Kerr Master. You guys know. You guys have seen my Karaka journey, man. You've seen the ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, the me trying to hold the line, me trying to hold, like not sell the stocks, but eventually, when it came to Karaka, I had to let him go. And I really got a lot of hope with Karaka during the name hunt station on the bridge when Yuri and him were in combat, and she was like, "Yo, if I feel like if I don't take him out, this guy will become one of the most dangerous people in my life or my greatest enemy." I just don't see that being the case moving forward as presently constructed. Maybe she's still right and that somehow becomes a thing, but it's just like, I don't know, man. I had to just let Karaka go. I'll see where it plays out. I'll see where he ends up. But as of my personal investment, I'm done. I'm over it. Did they take the meat out their mouth and put their King John on there? They did put John on there, but the people that I was talking to, they're not John Glazers. They're more like me. They're pretty neutral. So yeah, gosh, this day sucks. Hi, babe. It doesn't suck. Create your own day. Create your own purpose. Create your own journey. You can do it. Listen to my words. They're wise. On this glorious March 26th, when we have been together for 6 months, half a year, you can do it. Look within. No way. SIU totally forgot Yuri said that. He probably did. He did. He did. Karaka turned out to be potential man meme. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have to do Karaka. Like, I just have to let it go. Um, and yeah, I mean, he has an army of people that was, I guess, pretty somewhat cool when he was going up against Fusile. So yeah, let it go. Let me go. Lion King. Okay. I'm going to go with Yasratcha before the switch up. He was cunning and cool. I'm not mad at that. I think Yasratcha had a decent run. It wasn't as long as some other ones. Like, to me, it became obvious pretty quickly, at least by the time that Yama and Yasratcha had their second round, that there was more to him that meets the eye. And I'm like, I feel like he's almost protecting Yama from the overall conflict relating to the Lopobia family, Traumerei, and what have you. Oh shit, my bad. I ain't mean to cook them. I just hear unordinary and make assumptions. No, it's a fair assumption because more often than not, all you see is people just defending John nonstop. I mean, I couldn't tell you what's happening now in unordinary. I haven't read it in a long time. Truth be told, the only two other webtoons I've actually like every once in a while or read a chapter here and there on my own have been Purple Hyacinth and Ordeal. On Ordinary, I think someone told. I think Hardcore Leveling Warrior is back with a new season. I haven't peeped it yet because you guys know about I mess with my boy Ethan Lucky Coin Syndicate, flip that coin, but no, Unordinary fans are just John Glazers for the most part. I totally understand. It's like when you hear, "Oh, I'm a Zoro fan." You shouldn't jump to conclusions, but based on what you've seen over the last 6 years, you're probably like, oh boy, you probably got all three swords stuck in your throat. So I get it. Yasratcha was cool, but he was an antagonist for a very short time. Yeah, that's something to say. It was very short-lived. It was short-lived. It wasn't very long. I guess more so that, you know what? Good point. More so than I feel that Yasratcha was a great bad guy, villain, antagonist. Antagonist is the word for him, though. I just think Yasratcha was a good character and played a good thematic role throughout the course of the third season, connecting to Yama's lineage, knowing his father and mother and things of that nature, being uncle. Like, he's a cool character. I'm not sure that I really cared about him from the villain standpoint, but I do like how I feel that SIU used some of his own minions to build him up as the apex predator, but then obviously Traumerei stands above him. So that's the best I can really give him. But he played his role well. Like, I have no issues with him. The new Hardcore Leveling ain't hitting like that, I'll be honest. But Ethan's still entertaining. It mainly suffers from the Shonen escalation problem. I totally feel that, okay. I'm one of those people. I've always said this. When it comes to like stories that I truly love and enjoy, I'm okay when the author says, that's enough. I'm done. I don't want you to come back or get re-inspired or want to do a new generation. Naruto has ended. We don't need Boruto next generations. Put the pen down, Kishimoto. I really liked the duo that made Death Note. I didn't really care for that one shot. It was interesting, but like the story of Light Yagami versus El Lali in a near river has ended. Pen down. I'm one of those people. So with Hardcore Leveling like ending, I was like, just put it down. Put the pen down. You don't need to continue. You could leave it at where it is. And then, you know what I mean? But sometimes, whether it's popularity, cash grabs, a combination of those two, like a lot of creators, a lot of writers and authors feel compelled to come back or stack something onto something that didn't need it. And that goes for gaming too. Sometimes a video game franchise has wrapped up, or that one game was great. Make a different game. No, you want to make a sequel or a prequel or something. And now the internal consistency and logic of that IP, intellectual property, doesn't even hit the same. It's not even the same. Star Wars needed to be left alone a long time ago. Stop. I don't think you can do the Star Wars what you can do with a Marvel and DC comic. With all these different writers and peoples and that. No. After George Lucas was done, it should have really ended. And then what we did with Disney with Rey and whatever, we did not cook. It was time to put the lightsaber down a long time ago. Great point. Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. Dragon Ball needed to be left alone too. As much as there's many things in Super that I like and enjoy, or GT that I enjoy, I didn't need any of them for any reason. I actually think the ending of Dragon Ball was actually, you know what? The ending of GT is pretty cool, all things considered. But Dragon Ball Super is not even the end of Dragon Ball Z. It takes place before he fights Oob. Anyways, just leave it alone sometimes, man. Like if Oda creates Two Piece, TOO space PEACE, I'm not reading it. Okay, we got sidetracked. But yeah, Yasratcha was cool. Calivan, Reflejo, right? And Traumerei were the best. Calivan was strong. Reflejo for the arc was good. And Traum's the best so far. Let's Go made it to a stream. Welcome. Do we think Reflejo was a good antagonist in Tower of God? Like in this arc, the B rank regular, was it like Pocket or something? Like the guy with the mask. It's one of those things where like if I think back to like the moment itself and when I was first reading it and without all the later context, I'm like, I guess he works, but he don't stand out to me in any capacity. Like characters like Hell Joe, or even like. I don't know about Reflejo. Calivan, that's my boy, yes. I wanted more for him. I remember a time when reflexology had me sweating. Like Charlie. Reflejo was actually interesting to me, though I might have rose-tinted glasses because that was one of my favorite arcs. That's fair. The Straw Hats got to go to space and find the All Piece. The One Piece is just the beginning. The All Piece is crazy. You only found one piece of the whole piece. You need to go to space and become space pirates. Eden Zero. Reflejo. Goddamn autocorrect. I thought you were actually trying to say reflexology, like, as in that's what you called the man. I didn't know you got autocorrected. I'm interested in your take with Reflejo, I guess. Like, I guess I don't remember him as well as I probably should. I was thinking about starting to reread again while we wait and we go up and maybe bring them back for a day, and go through season 2 a bit. I was thinking about that. If you're interested, let me know. Maybe I'll start season 2 with like Vince again or something. Not Vince. Vince does not want to be there. It must be me, but Reflejo is an interesting choice. I don't think that I agree based on what I can remember, but I remember him completely working for the arc and for the time period at the very least. Calivan, I still think it would have been really cool to see him exiled from the army, just looking for Bam, in his cloak, in the wind in the cloak. He's looking unkempt. His beard is disheveled and not kept. He's looking scruffy, and he's like, my only way back into the army is by bringing the head of the irregular. And he's just hunting Bam. That'd have been cool. We need to go up. We need answers to all our questions. All right. Might be time. He was solid? Okay. I'm not mad at that. And then Traumerei, yes, I expected to see Traumerei a lot. The Mineral said Traumerei is the best so far. By the way, I had this name explained to me. I'm like, why is your name the Mineral? And the joke is, I kind of thought this in my head, but like it's an Avatar reference. I'm like, the boulder, the mineral. Like, yeah, I'm like, oh, I like that. When I first read, I thought Reflejo was pretty cool, scary looking guy having Bam on a leash. Mm-hmm. Like, think about when we thought Bam and Kut had the upper hand, then he comes from behind. He's like, actually, we didn't trust you, so we did this. Okay. I think maybe he's one of those people, like, obviously in the grand scheme of things and with villains and powers and abilities we've seen, he seems like a nothing burger now, but he's like a time capsule for that moment of Tower of God. The same way I always praise Don Creek as an East Blue legend. Is Don Krieg doing anything right now? No, but like Don Krieg coming through East Blue 50 ship fleet, all the armory on him. He had Gin. He was ready. And then he ran into Mihawk, who was bored. Like, you got unlucky. East Blue Legend. He's a time capsule for that time period. I think he works for Baratie so well. Not going to say he's the best peak pinnacle of One Piece antagonist, but yeah. All right, I think I could take it that way. It's fair. It still is and always will be Rachel. She's the driving force in my opinion and the most vile despite being weak. Rachel is obviously a great choice. Rachel to me had one miss, which was very recently. I made a video about it. It was on my Patreon already. If you are on it, I don't forgot what level I put it at, but I think level 2 or 3. But yeah, Rachel in the very, very recent arc, the chess match was a complete miss to me. I didn't like it. I don't think she needed to be there, honestly, all things considered. But Rachel is up there. I think Rachel is one of his best written characters, all things considered. And obviously, she's an antagonist. Not gonna lie, just looking at that sauceless anime made Reflejo look worse because he was cool. Blame the anime for being the last time I look at the arc. I need to reread. So your last image is him in the anime, which is completely auraless. That's fair. Thinking back on it, Reflejo might be your favorite TOG antagonist. I think my favorite is probably Calivan. I don't think he's the best necessarily. I think Hell Joe, with obviously the red Thressa in him and whatever, is an underrated pick that I don't think a lot of people appreciate. So I usually go with Hell Joe a lot of the times, but I feel it. A lot of you guys are actually typing a little bit longer over here. I need to pull this back. Pull it back. Because Rachel's big ass head is in the way. Okay. Calivan's so lucky he got a different haircut. I forgot how fugly he was when he first pulled up. But his introduction was hilarious. That's the most unga bunga nigga in the army. He just punch, physical ability punch. He over there playing Beethoven's whatever. Like, you're not some sophisticated music person. Like, why are you on the piano? That shit was so funny when you really think about it. It was so funny. It's actually hilarious. Like, why was he on the keys, bro? Helljo might have been my favorite if it weren't for Urek. As soon as Urek appeared, all tension was gone. That's actually a fair point. I get that. Okay. But yeah, Rachel, man. You can never go wrong with Rachel. So personally, I am a fan of Lopobia Ren. He's creepy. But honestly, I gotta go Data Zahard. He went crazy on the hidden floor and pushed Bam to his limit, says Jabril. This is a good choice, I think. Lopobia Ren, what are any thoughts on that, on him? I feel like he hasn't really been around like that, and I don't know how many people saw him as a lurking, looming threat, but he pulled up in like the first arc, first season. He got, packed up by Yuri and was it Hansung Yu. Then by the time he came back later with Bam packed him up. So it's kind of like, he's cool. Like, I have no issue with Red. I like the Red fight, but I wouldn't put him up there. He gave us a good fight in season 3 and it was okay. It was okay in season 1. It was okay in season 1, decent. I'm not mad at that take. How do you feel about Data Zahard, though? Data Zahard was cool. I still wish Bam definitely lost the second fight against him. I wish it was better. I don't like the way that he just kind of gave him the Fitbit, the bracelet, the Apple Watch, and was just like, go do the thing, go become great or whatever. It's like, bro, he didn't even beat you for real. And I feel like if you could heal your arm, you would get it back and still be able to fight to some degree in some capacity. But what do I know? TOG's antagonists switch teams frequently, so it made it a bit difficult for me to answer this question. It's why I phrase it how I phrase it, I think. How did I actually write it? I don't even know. It's why I didn't say bad guys or villains. I said, who are the best antagonists / villains of Tower God and why? We're going to go through the comments and react to what you guys have to say. Be as detailed or as blunt as you want. I am curious to see what you guys have to say. I didn't like that because I'm kind of with you. I feel like this is one of those series where they might start off in opposition to the protagonist, but they switch up quickly, which is why I think this series has a lot more antagonists than quote unquote villains, bad guys, if you will. So yeah, I hear you. That's the Heart's good though. Um, I think he showed out. I think he's up there as one of the best five, probably in my opinion. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Okay, let's see what we got here now. Next, me. All right. Traumerei for many reasons. I think he has way more screen time now than other villains. He also developed as a character magnificently over time with layers. I liked his conclusion. Number 2 is hands down and Number 2 is hands down for and personal favorite character, Holquin slash White RDA. He always entertained me. I really liked his aura and the artistic way he was present in way too many panels. He's also a psychopath who murdered millions to devour their soul and has zero remorse for it. Third is up to your imagination. Okay. I don't know what my imagination for third for you is Rachel. I've decided it's Rachel for you. No one said Kaiser yet. No one said Kaiser yet. Lopa B. Lane, Kaiser, the name hunter. I almost said the name hunter station. The name hunter, name hunt station. Yeah, I think that fight with Bam and JVG is really good. Bam and JVG is crazy. Elaine and JVG is good. Kaiser and JVG is good too. I liked it. I liked her in that arc. Indiana in that arc is really good too, and that arc also has one of my favorite moments, if not my favorite Tower Grab moment. What do you see when you look at me now? That scene still gives me chills. Yeah, that was raw. That's probably my favorite fight of the series, not gonna lie. I think from a choreography and movement standpoint, him weaving in and out her weapon needle inventory with his blue ore was really good. But I think like that fight, Anak and Ran, Bam and Dada Zahard when he was in true self mode are up there. They're up there. But yeah, I think Iniesta and Rand is so freaking good though. Yes, White is a great choice. Holquin started off pretty menacing on the Hell Train in his own right. I hope to see White come back in some capacity, but I don't know what to do with that. But yeah, Traumerei is the number one answer I expected to see, so I feel it. Feel it. Urek Mazzino. An arc saga villain antagonist would be White for me. At the time, he was really something else. It was our first time encountering such evil, and he really had me sweating over the main cast. And the best thing about it is there's no justification nor redemption. He is just evil for the sake of it. Not gonna lie, Holquin greater than White. That's a take I've started to see a bit more. I think Haku might have said that too. Story slash villain antagonist is Rachel for me. The reason behind it is simple. Despite being weak, just her being around makes me more nervous than people such as family heads. While she was kind of irrelevant in season 3, which is disappointing, that doesn't take from the overall performance. I'm with you. I'm not gonna say she's like didn't hoop because she stunk off one playoff game, if you will. But that's the unsettling thing about Rachel. Despite her not being strong or having all these powers, she always finds a way through being weak to get a one up on our main cast or main characters and whatnot. So I'm totally with you on that. And White, I do think that a lot of new era and new storytelling has an over reliance of trying to make villains either redeemable or super relatable. I don't mean just understanding where they come from or why they're doing what they do. I mean it's like, oh, maybe in another life we could have been friends and then they get a send off. Like, I hate that sometimes. Sometimes I like a dude like Dio, like Frieza, like White. Why are you evil? Evil because I am, because I want to be, because I choose to be. There isn't some deep dark. Well, White has his trauma, I guess, if you will. But it's like a conscious decision. Sometimes the mustachio twirling villain, yeah, I'm evil because I want to be evil. I like it. What did that dinosaur say to Spider-Man? Spider-Man said, "You can cure a lot of diseases if you use your powers for good." He said, "I don't want to cure diseases. I want to turn people into dinosaurs." So, I feel you on the white thing. It's refreshing sometimes. Zahard. So this is specifically the king of the tower. Despite barely appearing in the story, his presence is always felt, and every scene he's had so far has been great. He is the most intriguing character tied to all the important characters and mysteries of the story. It also seems like SIU is building up to Zahard like he did with Traumerei and Yasratcha. We learn about Zahard from how he affects the people and the world. I see what you're saying there. So from us seeing the state of the tower, the people who are around and how they have to move and act and whatnot, it makes us understand more and more Jihad as a ruler, Jihad as a king and whatnot. And he is connected to all the other 12 great warriors and whatnot. So yeah, that's a good point. Well, how do you guys actually feel about the king of the tower right now as president? Is he like a lurking, looming threat that you actually find significantly present? Because I find that sometimes you can have a bad guy that lurks in the background, but they never feel dangerous. I would personally throw Naraku in that category. You might not agree with me from Inuyasha. As much as I knew he was dangerous, oh, he's a half demon trying to find the Shikon Jewel shard to become a full demon. I was never scared of Naraku. I always found Shishomaru to be a much greater threat to Inuyasha and his group, or maybe some other people, or whatever the case. Like, I feel like in Stardust Crusaders, Dio is an ever-present looming threat that's done really well. Um, Believe it or not, I think Acnologia and Zeref aren't bad in Fairy Tail. But do you guys feel like Zahard as a like background antagonist holds much weight in water? Cause I feel like when you do see him, like it was said, like when he speaks and he's like, "I was the first adventurer in the tower, the greatest fisherman, yada yada." Then he like summons like the mystery needles, the golden needles from Mystery Island or whatever. It's raw, it's cool, but his threat doesn't feel ever present to me. I guess is what I'm asserting. I felt that way about Zahard up until he pulled up to data floor. I'm also watching for when he makes a move now. That's actually a good point. When he immediately sent his power down there to see what was going on. He did. I don't know. Currently, the last time he was hidden floor for me. The last time we saw him, I think, was the hologram of Yasratcha seeing him on the battlefield and getting inspired to fight more because the king was on the battlefield, even though it was like a projection hologram. And I think he had a conversation with Traumerei in the pocket recently. I'm not sure how to feel about Zahard. I'm starting to be worried he'll be ruined. If Zahard was somehow ruined in your eyes or didn't live up to expectation, but let's say he wasn't the main antagonist, it was like Hadon or something, would you forgive it or is that still unforgivable? Just curious. I don't know. Zahard, I'm kind of with you. The jury's out for the time being, but he's cool. He raw. He got aura and whatnot. They're using newfangled terms. Rachel Pell the Indestructible says Rachel. She put Bam through the most emotional. She put Bam through the most emotional turmoil, leading to most of his development. Same with Wagner and gave Kun his best moments. So you're using Rachel as how Rachel bounces off some other characters and whatnot. Okay, that's fair. That's fair to me. I already don't think he'll be the main antagonist. That's totally fair then. We do have the thing Traumerei told Gustang before death, so there's intrigue at least. I just don't want a black Zetsu situation for Zahard. You don't want him to get Madarad, Kaguyad, if you will. That's fair. That's fair. It's fair worry. I think it is. That's just me though. Yeah, Rachel. You can useless unless hate on. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Rachel. You can't. Rachel's always going to be a solid choice. It would be. Hadon is like, fool, you've already served your purpose. And I'm the one who will stand in heaven. Hit it with the eyes. Hit you with the eyes in. It's actually a mask, and he's beautiful under there. No, I'm kidding. Who would be the Zetsu of TOG? I think he just meant he didn't want him to go. I guess. Wait, hold on. What did you say about Zetsu? I don't want a black Zetsu situation. So I guess he means like he doesn't want someone to just stab Zahard when he's cooking in the final arc, and then he becomes someone else or a new villain. Who is a ever looming presence that's like not particularly strong? I feel like Rachel's the best comp that I have, but Zetsu is some weird plant thing, organism with multiple something something. I don't know. My best comp is Rachel, even though I don't think they have a lot of overlap, just some. I know what he meant. I'm just wondering who would be Zetsu. I don't know. Who do you think? All I remember is Zetsu was asking Obito if he poops like 45 times. Like that's like my best memory of him, aside from the stab to Madara's chest. Okay, we got a list here. Hadon and Zetsu for you? Okay, that's fair. But I feel like isn't Zetsu weak though? I don't know. I don't remember. I just read Naruto too, which is crazy. I already forgot about Zetsu. Zahard, he has insane depth, even if in the current time period he hasn't appeared. Insane depth? Do I agree with that? I don't think I agree with insane depth. If you're, I guess you're trying to encompass everything with Data Zahard, maybe blog posts and what we've seen. I think he's got a lot of intrigue. I wouldn't call him deep yet. We don't know. We need to know more, I think. But fair. Traumerei, crazy depth. Character well written and stayed true to his nature and personality and with insane drip. Traumerei, I can agree with that. I think he's multifaceted. I think he's well written for the most part, and he stayed true to who he was, to being the aloof, top of the food chain, apex predator who didn't trust anybody. He wanted to control and dominate, and the people who actually willingly followed him without having to be subjugated in any capacity, Amizu and Wang Wang, he ended up betraying them and killing them. Was the guy who was asking about Poop Zetsu? It was that swirly guy. Was he also Zetsu? I thought he was a different character. Swirly guy. Swirly guy? Oh, wait a minute. Zetsu. There's a white and black Zetsu. You're totally right. I totally forgot about that. I don't know who Swirly guy is, though. I think they were just the white Zetsus that had the Hashirama cells. I don't. Obito was asked if he pooped because the Zetsus were talking to him. Is he the swirly guy, you mean? Obito? Do I have a panel? Let's see if I don't have a panel here. I don't even know where I put the Naruto pictures. I don't remember. Let's see. Let's see if I can find some Naruto. I don't know if I screenshotted much from that flashback though, when he like called the world hell. But let me see. Sort by date. Okay, this is the beginning. Okay, time skip. This is the 5 Kage Summit War. Obito already has the mask on here. I don't remember what his flashback was, so I don't think I have it. No. But yeah. The swirly plant guy who enveloped himself around Obito when he went to avenge Ren. I think that was just a one of the Zetsus. I think a white Zetsu. But you're right. It wasn't a black Zetsu or black Zetsu. Was black Zetsu one character? Am I just not remembering that properly? Aha. I found the panel I was actually looking for, I think. This is the closest thing I have for the time being. But this is around the time he went to go fight and find Kakashi or whatever, blah, 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 save Rin, whoop-de whoop, blah, 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 blah. Like here, when he wrapped around him. Yeah. Is this one. But yeah, they were asking Obito if he poops or like how he poops or something like that. I can't remember. Traumerei, great one. Rachel, can't go wrong with Rachel. White, can't go. Wait, Rachel. Wait, yeah, Rachel has touched Bam in the most emotional way possible. Even from us readers, you can tell the author did a good job when one of his characters' personality is that hated. Yes, people really don't like Rachel, which is a testament to how much of a good villain she is a lot of most of the time. White, this motherfucker became evil and embraced it. His only L is to not get past his daddy issues. He could have been the GOAT if he had no daddy issues or blaming anyone. I think White has represented inferiority complex the best. I like it. I like the answer. We got Kaiser. We got Data Zahard, Traumerei, Kaiser the Name Hunter, Han Sung Yu. By the way, Heljo could have been a great villain, but man, did SIU fumble. Heljo was awesome until you find out he's a complete fraud. Also, Vagarov would have been a great villain instead of what we got for the workshop arc. The canine, the mad dogs, the three mad dogs. Bulasar, Elliot, Vagarov, and we're missing one more that we never really got or learned about, I believe. But yeah. Han Sung Yu was interesting to me because I know he came across as menacing and evil and whatnot, but he was an FUG man, and now he's on our side. I don't know. He's weird to me. I don't dislike it. I think Kaiser the Name Hunter was good for the Name Hunt Station arc. I don't have any. I think Elaine is a great character. I love Elaine. Traumerei and Zahard can't go wrong. I remember when mother effers hate Rachel so much that they were spoiling in the comments of other series. That's crazy. I think I remember something like that happening, but some fan bases pick up weird trends and do weird stuff like that. Like, why would you ruin that in another series? It's so dumb. I found the character on Naruto Wiki. The character is called Toby Zetsu. Interesting. Hold on. So is that why Toby? Is that why Obito took the name Toby because of Zetsu using that name? Naruto. Toby. Isn't this? But isn't this? This is just. I'm so confused now. Isn't this? This is just the nigga wrapping himself around him. The Paradise Swirl for his face was the first victim of the. He was originally a victim of Kaguya, Infamous Tsukiyomi, blah 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 blah. Yada yada yada. Offering his body to Obito. Okay, fair enough. You got it. Oh, we got a big one. Okay, Phantom Boss. He talking. Let's get it. Yasratcha was good, I guess. My only thing is his ending should have been done quicker. White was enjoyable, but I have issues with his fight with Bam. Just from a power standpoint, crossing a huge gap in power. Would had much more prefer a more strategic fight using the Cat Tower's rules and help from other rankers in the tower to defeat White, but that's just me. Karaka, while he was a villain, had a presence. Calivan was another great antagonist. Bravery goes crazy. Han Sung-Yu, I think, was a really great antagonist force towards Bam in the first season. You get the vibe. He's got agendas. You can tell, while not being anything close to Endgame, he's a problem and is scheming. Personally, in my top 3. Han Sung-Yu, eh? I'm not mad at it, though. He had that villain energy, man. Zahard also ranks highly for me, while I do have a tiny nitpick for his fight with Bam and a bad trend. Saw it continue with TOG. First showing of... Oh, wait. Then TOG, the first showing of... To our knowledge, the final bad, the mad responsible for so much in an early form and having a quick contrast with his later form I thought was really nice. Made him stand out within my mind. Last, I would say Traumerei. While as a character, he doesn't rank highly for me from a written and ability standpoint, he was great and enjoyable. While his fight with Gustan could have been written better, I would say his only blemish is on his record. Early, I found the trope of super strong guy not doing anything very annoying, but his presence felt whenever another top tier wasn't around him to make character think hard before any move. His actions fit very well with his superiority complex and his loner mentality, so him not doing as much didn't bother me because if there were a few times that were nailed in this season, it was him for me. My only hope would be that when SIU decides to add another top tier in opposition to BAM's group, or another is that we see them being extremely active, like he did for Adori Looselek. I'm not saying it's can't be written good, but like how you said you felt with Adori from REA, it's just a personal thing. I want them to be more than brick walls more often than not. Looks like you just okay. That's fair. Um, I agree with you with Traumerei's actions and stuff being very in line with his personality and how he's originally presented, being the aloof king of the jungle, if you will. Um, the way Zahard went out is fair. Yasratcha was fine. Karaka was cool. He did have that aura at one point. Calivan, that's my guy. Yeah, well said. The Hansung Yu one is very intriguing to me because I guess it's hard for me looking at it from the standpoint of he just always felt like he was on our side to me in some weird way. But he did have that early season one kind of like evil energy. I agree with the part about them being brick walls. Yeah, just some obstacle to go through or around or overcome. We gotta do better. We gotta do better with this. He needs to cook a little bit more, I think. Han Sung Yu in the beginning was cold whenever he appeared. He had that perfect elusiveness, but also distinct power to his character. He was never the main antagonist, but as a background figure, he did well to captivate the reader, but it all came crumbling down ever since the hidden floor, in my opinion. Even though it was just a data version, showing him so much, and especially as a weaker version, diminished his status and killed his mystery to me. And it even gets worse when he's paired with the Vankel and his antics in season 3, seeing him struggle so much in his fights and gets pushed around by stronger threats really makes the idea that he was a noticeable top threat in earlier seasons laughable. Very similar to the Karaka effect, but at least with Karaka, it's established he's up and coming talent that still has things to prove before he's really considered something big. At least he has the blood matter thing, but even then feels like SIU is gonna take his sweet time revealing that, even if it's all ATP. Like, so you're looking at Han Sung Yu the way that I look at him now, with the stuff that with the Vankel, the backstory. He's like a good guy. FUG wants to change the tower for better, didn't have the power to do it, and contrasting it with his initial kind of portrayal, which doesn't like match up. So I feel it. I feel he want that. His moments of threatening to kill Bam's friends was cold, but to me it kind of felt like an empty threat that would only work when on the then naive Bam, and now Bam could probably beat his ass too. So it's just one of those things where maybe like the power creep and the way that things played out just made me unable to see him in that light. But I really do remember in season 1, Lororo speaking to him, and he just had that like, yo, he has so many agendas, and he's hiding something from us, and we need to learn more about him. I remember really thinking that, so I'm not mad at this take at all. But I'm impressed with the amount of Han Sung Yu that I've seen. That's fair, man. That's fair. Okay. Traumerei because his entrance in the nest impressed me more than any other anime manga villain. Ever? Like that's the GOAT entrance you've ever seen in like webtoons, Eastern storytelling, fiction? Interesting. White because his design at the last station was chef's kiss and he's funny and truly evil. Zahard because he's a combination of Sauron and Morgoth. The greatest among his comrades who ruined everything, plus he's a cold-blooded schemer and manipulator. Like, yeah, ever is kind of crazy to me. I think the last station in Cat Tower hurt our perception a bit. Yeah, I do. I think especially, yeah, the acid black hole was cool, but Yasratcha being able to shrink and whatever with specification didn't seem like OP to me. And when Chian Hiha did that like wind transcendental, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna die," the Spider-Man 2, "I'm gonna die." I'm like, that's gonna kill you. That move, like, no, there's no way. Zahard, I can't get angry at. White, I agree with. Traumerei, again, the number one answer I expected to see. So yeah. No YouTube said Rachel, only Rachel. I feel it. Calivan, White, Traumerei, Reflejo. So Reflejo is coming up a lot too. Zahard's pull up to the data floor was better. Facts. It really was, in my opinion. In my opinion. Did we win this match? Oh, Davies got hurt during an international match, so Bayern's gonna have to deal with that. Damn. Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah, I feel it. I kind of read this one a bit. This one's funny. So shout out to Scope. Scope said the greatest. So Scope said SIU is by far the greatest villain in Tower of God. He used to be the hero, the people's champion, but his story has carried on long enough for him to become his greatest villain. From hitting the reader with extreme close-ups in combat, to setting up cool arc ideas, only to leave them half-baked on the table. No other element of the story causes me more dread, frustration, and hopelessness like his utilization or lack thereof of the characters he has created and developed. Slave in Utero has spared not time in his heel turn to send us on a wild roller coaster ride throughout season 3. The evil genius now dangles a piece of candy like a dory, knowing it's the perfect bait to guarantee that he will gladly get back on that roller coaster for another ride. You're working on music? I love it. Look, see, creating my own destiny. That is what I like to see, baby. That's what I'm talking about. What we working on? What we writing, we singing, we using I forgot the guitar's name. I'm sorry. We playing on the guitar. What we doing? Yeah, that was funny. I agree. Totally agree. Charmy's entry and even the best in the series. I even think I know Calivan Zone is not like crazy, but it's funnier to me with the piano. So yeah. So is SIU the greatest villain? And by the way, I posted a video yesterday, I believe. Was it yesterday? Sorry, I don't remember. By the way, can you guys do me a huge favor? I'm gonna say it again at the very end of the stream. Go ahead and like this video on YouTube later. I'm posting it today. Okay, yeah. Is the Tower of God cast too big? And I ended up agreeing with what a lot of the comments were saying. I personally still think it's a little larger than it needs to be. I think there's a lot of bloated characters and fluff and some fat that can be trimmed. But it's not that the cast is necessarily too big. He doesn't utilize them well, and he's wasting a lot of the characters that matter or whatever the case is. I still think he can trim back personally. I'd even say Oda could, but yeah. Franklin, there we go. Sorry. Listen, last minute work cancellation be messing with me. Like, we'll do my day now, but not getting together with the keyboardist, my producer, to work on some songs for the gig before rehearsal tomorrow. Okay, fair enough. There you go, babes. No, obviously it was a work thing. You were locked in for work, ready, resting for work, and then it just got the rug got pulled out from under you. So I understand, but I'm happy you found something to do. Hmm. Okay, SI is the greatest villain because he killed Tiara. There you go. Boom. I'm pretty sure 600 characters is literally impossible to utilize. No, that's fair. I think you. I think with you and I still agree with a lot of them where it's like I don't think you have to always use every character. Like they can be a arc specific character, a saga specific character, a floor specific character, a character that's meant to be a jobber or die or showcase some new lore or whatever the case may be. I think you could use them like that, but I think there's too many. And I do think with a lot of the ones that we have that have a lot of interest, intrigue, and importance are not being used very well. And to go get your water bottle back, fair enough. There you go. I feel like you should be spending. You know what? Let me not. It's okay. That's okay. It's all right. My favorites are White, Zahard, and Rachel. I can't comment on Traumerei yet as I haven't quite finished season 3, but he's also shaping up to be one of the best so far. Fair enough. Yasratcha, he's got instant aura, really well written character. See, I think he's a good character, but as far as villain slash antagonists go, I'm not entirely sure. Okay, we got some more. We got 150, 48, and 30 minutes ago. I don't mind the big number of characters. I would just like if they were written better or if they would serve a purpose when introduced. I feel that. All right. For me, the stand antagonists are Yasratcha and White. Traumerei is close to them. I don't know why them. It's just how I feel. Sometimes you feel the way you feel, and no one could tell you how to feel about those feelings in the moment when you felt them. He should be killing more named fodder instead of unnamed fodder to trim the fat. Um, our characters, fat series, burn the fat. I feel it. Prior to the big reveal, I would say Yasratcha. His action at the wall was diabolical. I don't care how much he changed. Not mad at it. Still think he's more of a cool character than an antagonist, but he was there. Honorable mentions. Honorable mention to the goats, uh, Death Lady and Death Bird. Legendary. I think that's all we got for today. I think it's only fair now if I give my answer, I guess. So, underrated, I definitely go Hell Joe. I think Hell Joe is a lot better than people remember. And I think I find territory domain antagonists to be interesting in their own right. Like Gil Tesoro from Film Gold. Or a character that is like, oh, while you're in my dimension, I'm I'm like God here, so to speak. Hell Joe, because he became the administrator of the 43rd floor, can control the flow of Shinsu and stop people from using it and whatnot, thus making him very dangerous, specifically only on the floor of death. I'm not saying he couldn't have done some damage on other floors, but this is where he's truly dangerous. Gil Tesoro, Film Gold. Wuxian slash Infinity inside of Feng Shi's uh, I almost call it a reality marble. That's not what it's called. The zone in Xiaohei, right? Legend of Xiaohei, like when you're in an area where somebody has dominion and control of all the things around you. So that's why I think Helljo is interesting. My favorite has been Calivan for quite some time. Part of it is because of the contrast of his introduction versus how he actually fights and his weird back and forth. Oh, he tore his ACL? Damn, Fonzie's gone for a minute. Fonzo Davies. Damn, I didn't know that. Um, that's crazy. But yeah, Caliban's my favorite, and I'd like to see him again. And he had some good moments, but again, he ended up siding with Bam and becoming a ally, just like they all tend to do at some point. But who would I say to me is the best antagonist? Like, I have to go with a generic answer, which is Rachel. Rachel is probably my answer, which is why I was so let down by the recent display that she had in the Great Chess Match, having Gustang's backing and the three wishes, amongst other things. It bothered me that she didn't really cook. Because even like when she just left with Yura, when Rack had one job and she held the information of Bam's lineage over his head, I thought that was a win. That was a W. I really thought the point of her in this particular season or arc was for her to react to V waking up and talking about the monster that Bam truly is. Not to say it couldn't still happen, but yeah. All I remember about Hell Joe is that he reads comics and that he didn't move me. That's fair. That's fine. I'm not gonna put my cape on in the win for Hell Joe. I just like him. I liked Hell Joe. Good arc villain with depth. He wasn't relevant later. Yeah, Bill. The memories got erased and whatnot, and the actual Hell Joe didn't have the courage to continue on with his journey or whatever, so it made things hard and difficult. It did, but Kaiser the Name Hunter didn't come up as much as I thought maybe she should have. I'm trying to think of anyone else that I thought maybe should have came up and didn't. Hansung Yu I didn't expect to see so much, so shout out to you guys with that one. That's interesting to me. No, I didn't. I'm glad I didn't see Belleria. I'm glad I didn't see Enkidu. Reflejo is still interesting to me. I thought I might have seen a couple more for Bagarov, maybe the Mad Dog, one of the Mad Dogs. White, I expected to see as much as I saw Hulkman. White, that makes sense to me. Yeah, Hadon. I think Hadon. We don't know for sure, so I guess maybe a lot of people didn't want to go out on a limb and say Hadon, but I thought Hadon would have appeared a lot more too. Rela Lane fans also rep Kaiser. Big facts. White and Yasratcha, yep. Oh yes, Yasratcha was there a lot too. Mask was so cool. Yeah, exactly. So for me, best Rachel, favorite Calivan, underrated Hell Joe. That's kind of my three. That's what I'd go with. I think. So, would you guys like me to continue the reread of season 2? The reclimb, as I called it, because as far as reactions on YouTube, I start around the hidden floor. I wasn't reacting on there, so I could still continue that while we wait for new chapters, and maybe every one day a week or one day every 2 weeks, we'll read some chapters. Not just one. We'll read several, like at least like 4 to 6. Just like I did with the first season when we were on hiatus, as we wait for it to come back. Also, side note, which I find kind of funny, I was never really interested in Rachel. The only interesting thing she did was push Bam. If she had disappeared from the story after season 1, things wouldn't be much different for me. I think because I know she's intertwined with Bam's like past history and knows things about Arlene and things and whatnot. And the fact that she continues to kind of grow and get what she wants despite being extremely weak and not amounting to anything, I find that intriguing. Like a weak character constantly somewhat winning because, yeah. I got tagged, but I'm with. I feel you. I will continue the reclimb. I think I should do it. I'm gonna do it. Zahard is good in the running as ominous, scary villain, but then we only saw his data version. That's fair. I got tagged in this, which was funny. Like, Tower of God author SIU is currently hiring new assistants for a new season and his planned side projects. For anyone interested, here's the link. And I'm just like, did you guys think I was going to apply for a job? Because I can't speak Korean. I can't go to South Korea and do this. Now, if he needs an editor to yell at him and tell him no, that's mid. That's just funny that I got tagged in it. Like me, Bonehead, and Haku. Like, y'all thought I was finna apply? Send him my LinkedIn? Like, I can't do that, dog. I don't speak the language. I'll speak English and French and Mickey Mouse Spanish. That's all I got for you. Just download and extract the. Yeah, I have half a mind to just send an application. It's just because. Yo, fly me out. Yo, listen, I'll learn in real time. Nim Sunbe. Yo, I'll learn in real time. Yo, give me a chance. Give me a chance. Hold on. I might want the job now. South Korea sounds lit. Catch me in Seoul. So yeah. So too early till he's actually in the stories. Not that Zahard's foreshadowing isn't great. I think I agree with that. I don't remember much of season 2, so those reactions would be cool. Okay, it'll be a good refresher for me as well. So yeah, only if you can yell in Korean, yell in English, and all sentences in Nim. This ain't it. This a mid Nim. this a mid Sunbae. This some Opa mid. just start yelling. That's funny. And they're like, and the whole time they're like, what? Why does he keep saying Nim? Does he not know it's a honorific? Like, I don't know. He's North American. Like, he's Canadian. He doesn't know any better. What's a not hitting Nim? What's not hitting Nim? What are you not understanding, Sunbae? This is Opie mega trash. Now, this is fire. We like this. You cook it with fish grease, Opie. So yeah. No, I have to hit it with the Nuna. You have to Nuna zoom out, Nuna. What is going on? I said Oppa, not Opie. Oppa. Korean, not Japanese. What's up, Sly? I just finished reading all the comments. Unless somebody added one. Y'all add something here? This is my last refresh. There you go. But yeah. So yeah. I feel like the names that came up the most were top 5 I can think of were White, no. Actually, I feel like Han Sung Yu, White, Traumerei, Rachel, Yasratcha, Reflejo, 6, Interdasting. Macheni's, something I forgot about. Macheni's, I like Macheni. I'm a Macheni stan. I mess with her. Macheni was good, but then she isn't in the story since playing Jin Sung. You're right. Nah, you a guy is young. I'm hitting it with the Nuna. I'm doing it anyways. I can't believe I forgot about Macheni though, but yeah. I don't care how little it was. It's fire. It's fire. She's fire. And yeah. Okay. I would be happy playing sides. Macheni got some time. Yeah. Okay, let me do some news things. Hey guys. This is my other channel. Go ahead and peep that. Go ahead and subscribe to that. We have a Nier Automata video probably dropping Friday, if not really early Saturday. Bleach will be next Friday. I swear to God, I promise I'll have Bleach done by next Friday. And we got some great content for you, man. Got some cassette beast video essay coming amongst the big 3 and the One Piece video I got planned. Look at anything here that piques your interest and go ahead and click on that. We got things ranging from topical things like what makes a good fight scene, Rider the ending. I did hit 500. Thank you very much. I did. That Naruto video catapulted me. I got Adventure Time. I got, cartoons. I got indie games. I got Superman. I got Paper Mario, Monogatari. I got everything you need, bro. Everything you want, everything you need is here. So go ahead and give that a shot. Give it a chance. And we're growing a lot, man. Even this last Emanon video I did, you guys have been been showing out and supporting. The only 2 videos that I did that flopped, that shocked me, was the crocodile one. Thought this would have cooked, and my Legend of Zelda one. I thought this would have cooked too. Those are my only 2 flops, really. But yeah. With that, oh wait, I didn't even to do all that. We'll probably be back tomorrow with One Piece, and then um, I want to get a frame one broadcast going with me and Simi again, and I want to get a views from the watchtower with me and Glam, kind of conceptualizing what we would do if we were in charge of Marvel and their DC. I think we're starting with Marvel with Spider-Man and stuff like that, so that should be fun. And then I'm trying to see if I can plan a stream with Animosity and Animal to do a Tower God discussion because they were unable to be there for the big discussion. Boss Jesse too, and I told you guys if there's any other Tower God creators that you like or mess with that you want to see into the fold, I will try to speak to them. And once King of Snakes is done, we're having a big Kubera discussion about it, and I'm going to have a conversation with Recon and Haku about Kubera soon. So stay tuned for all that. Yes, sir. That reminds me, I got to catch up Ultimate Spider-Man run. Is that Chiyumi Jihad in the thumbnail? Chiyumi? Like a... Which thumbnail? You talking about the Zahard moving here? This is him from one of the games, I think. But yeah, I don't know what Chiyumi means. Chibi? I don't. Unless you're talking about on my Young Paperwork channel. I haven't made a Tower God video on this channel yet. Oh, the data one? I think it's from the game, one of the games. This Reborn video is low-key underrated, by the way. And this Dino Ace video, I cooked. I truly did. But alright, you guys. Tomorrow I'll probably be reacting to One Piece if it drops. Yeah, Reborn one is good, man. Yes, Monogatari will get some more. I'm going to do some character stuff at some point, so just stay tuned for that. All right, guys, be safe. Be back tomorrow, One Piece, and the Friday. I think I want to start Paper Mario. Paper Mario Friday, let's do it. Well, I played it a million, thousand, hundred, trillion times, but the remake I haven't touched yet, so we'll do that. Y'all be safe. We have been bleeding numbers and pledgers over the last few months. I really need your guys' help and support on the Patreon. But for everyone who's here, I greatly appreciate it. Shout out to the CBLs. That's the Certified BAM lovers. Also a huge shout out to the Priests of Fire, second tier. Best Brilith Gang. Could be the real CBLs. And a huge, huge shout out to tier 3, the 5th Zen Gods. Shout out to Big Chief, Gray, Johnny Rogers, Ketan, Lucky Roo, Muzaka, Scobe, Simi, Zyler, Scotty, Big Abdel, Agrona Vitera. Your support is greatly appreciated. The other day, I was able to eat some sugared grass that was frozen like popsicles. We moving on up, people. We eating good now.